In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we praise Him, we ask His help, we seek His forgiveness. I want to take some time and talk about the situation, the atrocity, the genocide, the act of ethnic cleansing, the catastrophe that is taking place in Palestine. If you're a Muslim listening to this, I could tell you a lot about the Quran, the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. But I want you to share this with your Christian friends, if you have them, co-workers, acquaintances who support the Zionist regime they call Israel. Even if they are Christian and they are neutral, share this with them. I was raised in the Christian church. My grandfather was a Southern Baptist minister. My father, he was not a minister, but he sort of related to this subject. He fought in World War II. He fought a war he had to fight. It was the last war that America absolutely had to fight because Adolf Hitler was threatening world domination and practicing atrocious acts upon the Jews in Europe. Now, getting back to what I was saying about sharing this with your Christian acquaintances. Today, in Israel, in Palestine, in Gaza, the West Bank, there are many Christians of Palestinian descent suffering. The Jews in Israel have done terrible things to Christians. They don't talk about that in the Western media because they know Americans don't really care what happens to Muslims. They don't identify with that. But if you click the link in my comment section, you can see Jews in Israel spitting on Palestinian Christians. So why would a Christian support that? Palestinian Christians are dying from bombs being dropped by Israel, many of which have been paid for, most of which have been paid for by taxpayers' dollars in America, Christian dollars. How does that make you feel as a Christian? WWJD. You see that on a lot of bumper stickers, t-shirts, in America. People like those initials. What would Jesus do? WWJD. I'm a Muslim. I accepted Islam in 1992. I believe in Jesus. No Muslim can call himself a Muslim and say they reject Jesus. We don't accept him as the Son of God, but we accept him as Christ. He was anointed. Jesus was Christ. That doesn't mean he was God. That doesn't mean he was the Son of God. He was a prophet. Anointed simply means chosen. So we believe that as Muslims. So WWJD, what would Jesus do? Would he condone the killing of Palestinian children in Gaza? Would he do that? Do you set right in church if you are a Christian? The little Muslim boy who was stabbed to death by a Jew. Does that set right in your heart? This is America I'm talking about. I'm talking to you, Christian. How do you justify that? I'm curious. I want to know how. How can you say that you are Christ-like and sit back and watch a genocide? A genocide taking place not in 1940 Germany, but in present day Palestine. In Palestine, there's a genocide, and you say nothing. Is that Christ-like? What would Jesus do? I'm not calling anybody to arms. I'm calling people to a war with their own consciousness. Because if you are not battling your consciousness over this, if it doesn't bother your conscience, then something's wrong with you. Jesus, I don't think, would be proud to claim you. You should not have Christ in your name. In America, not long from now, they will be celebrating Christmas, opening presents under the Christmas tree, something Jesus never did. While Palestinians are dying, something's wrong. Something's got to be wrong with you, Christian, that you support this. There's a link in my comment section where you can see where Jews in Israel spit on Christians. A picture says 1,000 words, and this is video. This is not an isolated incident. They ritually spit on you, and you send your taxpayer dollars to support Israel. This is not hate. I'm not anti-Semitic. This is truth talking. Wake up before it's too late. Because the same thing you see happening in Palestine, if they had the opportunity, they would do it worldwide. May Allah protect the Palestinians, no matter what religion they are. I pray they all guided to Islam. But even the ones who are Christian, who are being oppressed in Palestine, I pray for their safety. Because unlike a lot of you who call yourself Christian, as a Muslim, I do not support oppression.